Hello my sweet angel besties, welcome back. A new month means a new TBR, and of course we are going to use my trusty TBR prompt jar to help me choose my TBR for July. If you're new here, this is my TBR jar. It's full of prompts and I am going to choose 6 prompts out of the jar, and for each prompt I need to find a book from my TBR cart that matches that prompt, and those 6 books will be my TBR for the month. In terms of what I'm hoping for this month, I don't think there's anything in particular that I'm like really in the mood for. I don't think I'm not in the mood for anything, and I don't think I'm only in the mood for like one specific genre. I feel like sometimes at the beginning of the month I'm like, I only want to read fantasy this month, or I only want to read romance, but I don't feel any kind of way. So hopefully we'll get a well-rounded TBR, but I guess we'll wait and see. It obviously depends what our jar decides for us. But let's just hop straight in, shall we? Prompt number 1. Bookstagram choosers. Wow, starting off strong. So I'm gonna pick 2 books and I'm going to let Bookstagram decide. If you don't follow me on my Instagram, I have like a personal Instagram where I just post like all of my normal life things, but then I also have a Bookstagram, which honestly I could be more active on there. What do we want to choose between though? Ooh, maybe we'll choose between 2 romance books. I don't know why, it just feels right. Maybe we'll go with How to Love Your Neighbor, and then the other option can be, maybe we'll go with Enchanted to Meet You. I really don't know much about either of these books. I think they're both giving rom-com vibes though, so I'm not even going to bother reading the back. We are just going to post a little poll on Instagram. Do I make you guys choose blindly, or do I show you the books and let you actually see what you're choosing between? I feel like most of the time I make you guys choose blindly and like cover up what the book actually is and just make you vibe it out, you know? But maybe I should let you guys see what we're choosing between, just to switch it up. How do I not get myself in it? We've got our little photo, now we need to add our poll. I'm not gonna say what this is for, so I'm sure some of you are watching this video being like, oh, that's what I was voting for. I was voting for it to go on the TBR, I didn't even realize. Enchanted to Meet You, How to Love Your Neighbor. I'm gonna leave that poll up just until I've gotten to the end of this video, and we'll see which one out of these 2 you guys voted for. Moving on to prompt number 2, a book with a red cover. We actually have a few here. So we have The Obsession. I would put, I know that's black and red, but I feel like it can be included. This one is the second book in a series, so I can't really include that because I haven't read the first one. Do we have any others that are like mostly red? No. This one's only like half. These are our 2 options. Honestly, both great options. Both books that I would love to get to soon. The Obsession is a YA thriller, I'm pretty sure, and it's like a stalker thriller, which sounds fascinating to me. And I feel like this would just be a very like fast-paced, quick read. And then Thieves' Gambit, I don't know much about. A deadly heist, a dangerous love. Would you play the Thieves' Gambit? Okay, so it's about a girl who was raised by thieves and now she has to save her family. She enters the Thieves' Gambit, a cutthroat international competition to crown the world's greatest thief. And it looks like there may be a romance. Oh! I don't know which one I want to do. This is actually so hard. They both look really good. I feel like let's just go with which one matches the prompt best, and I would say The Obsession because it's obviously like a fully red cover, whereas this one's technically mostly black, you know, if I'm being honest. So we're gonna go with The Obsession. Prompt number 3. A book with a yellow cover. We're really going for colors today. Do I have any that are like yellow? We have some oranges. I would say this is like an, oh, it's definitely yellow at the top. This has some, I mean, only the writing of that one is yellow. Would you say this is orange or yellow? I feel like this is orange. Which one of these is more, this one's more yellow. Open Water again. I would put that in an orange category. Ooh, this is kind of yellow. It's kind of like goldy yellow. Yeah, I feel like it's the most yellow out of all of them. Still has the press sticker on it from when I bought it like 3 months ago, so let's get rid of that. So we have Trial of the Sun Queen. This is, ooh, I don't think this is YA, but this is fantasy, I'm pretty sure. And the concept of this sounds fascinating. It's interesting because I have had some comments from you guys. Some of you say, oh my gosh, can't wait to see you read this. And other people say, Rachel, I don't think you're gonna like it. And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it's really spicy because I don't tend to love things that are super spicy. It's just not my personal preference. But the concept, it just sounds like The Selection, but like even more intense. And I love like The Selection and that kind of vibe. It says 10 women, a deadly yearly contest, only one can win the Sun Queen's heart. So I think it's 10 women enter the same competition and then the winner gets to marry the prince, I think. And I'm assuming, do they have to kill each other to get there? If she wins his heart, she'll earn her freedom and finally get her revenge. But the other tributes will stop at nothing to ensure Law is removed from the competition permanently. If she loses, she dies. Okay. It sounds really interesting. I'm pretty sure there are also, like, this is a series. I'm pretty sure there are other books out already. I think maybe at least 3. Since some of you said you don't think I'm gonna like it, I'm really nervous, but I just want to give it a go and just see if it's for me. I might not end up liking it, but I might. You never know. So I'm gonna give it a go. And I think this fits the prompt. Like, hopefully you guys think that's okay as a yellow cover. Moving on to prompt number 4, Australian author. A lot of these authors, like, I don't even know where they're from. Do I know any? Okay, wait, I'm pretty sure Anatomy of Songs. I'm pretty sure this is an Australian author. Megan White grew up in rural New South Wales, Australia, but has recently moved to Scotland, UK. Surely that still counts. Okay, that's one option. I think Sit Stay Love might be an Australian author. Amy Hutton is an award-winning living on Sydney's northern beaches with a rescue dog named Buffy. That's cute. So she's Australian as well. Are any of these other ones Australian? Ashley Winstead, where are you from? Abby Jimenez blurbed this. How do I know? It's an Australian publishing house, but that doesn't mean much. I don't know. I don't think so. Lives in Melbourne with her partner, child, dog, and 3 chickens. Okay, look, we have 3 Australian author options so far. There might be more on here, honestly, that I'm just missing, because unless I like know a lot about the author, it's really hard to tell. What do I feel like? I think I want to do Deep as the Fen. I haven't heard anything about this and that really intrigues me. I got sent this one in PR and I looked it up on Goodreads the other day and it has barely any reviews, and I kind of love when something has barely any reviews because I'm like, this could be a hidden gem. It might not be, but it could be, and I want to know. So I don't really know what this is about. I think it's YA fantasy. I've seen it in like Dimmicks and QVD and stuff in the YA section. Meriwether Morgan doesn't need a happily ever after. Her life in the idyllic town of Candlecott is fine just the way it is. Simple, happy, and with absolutely no magic. Magic only ever leads to trouble. But Mary's best friend Teddy is joining the Toadmen, a secret society. I love secret societies. A secret society upholding backwards thinking and suspiciously supernatural suspiciously supernatural traditions. And she is determined to stop him, even if it means teaming up with her academic arch nemesis, Caraway Boswell, an ice cold snob who hides his true face behind a glamour. I thought you said no magic. An ancient Toadman ritual is being held in the nightmarish Deeping Fen, and if Mary doesn't rescue Teddy, she'll lose him forever. But the further she travels into the Deeping Fen's foul waters, the more Mary wonders if she can possibly save her friend, or if she's walking straight into a trap. Oh, that actually sounds Gina Bambina. Look how big the font is. That's gorgeous. Okay, I'm excited. This looks really fun. Oh, I hope it's good. I feel like sometimes when you haven't heard any reviews about something, there's so much potential there. It could be like the best book you've ever read and you just don't even know. I mean, the same could happen with one that you have heard reviews about. Like, obviously it could be something that you like, but when you have heard a bunch of reviews or you've heard people talk about it, you just go in with a bit more of an expectation about what you're getting yourself into. But for that, I have no idea. If you've read it, let me know your thoughts. Unless they're really bad. Maybe I don't want to hear it if it's really bad. I'm not sure. Okay, moving on to prompt number 5. Read the most recent addition to your TBR. I have 2 books that I bought at the exact same time, and they are the most recent additions to my TBR. And those 2 books are The Library of Borrowed Hearts by Lucy Gilmore and Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Obviously, very different vibes here. We have one book that is just a cute little rom-com, I'm assuming. I haven't really heard anything about this book. I just picked it up because it looked like such an interesting premise. It's basically about a girl who works in a library, and it looks like she's just kind of struggling in life, struggling to make ends meet. She has a lot of responsibility, a lot on her shoulders, and then this guy buys a book from the library and pays like a lot of money for it, and she's like, what is the situation here? Like, this is really suspicious. Oh, and he's her neighbor, of course. And it says, intrigued, Chloe takes a closer look and discovers notes scribbled in the margins between 2 young lovers from back when the book was new. And when I was kind of like flicking through the book, you can see like handwritten notes, I guess. Well, it's not obviously handwritten, it's printed, but it almost looks like handwriting. And I'm assuming those are the notes that are written in the margins. And that just sounds like such a great love story. I'm wondering if it'll be like 2 different love stories, because it might be like a then and now time. I'm like fully making this up, but like it could be like a then and now timeline with like the then, with the notes in the margin, and the now with the cranky neighbor who paid a lot of money for this book. Like, I just want to know what the situation is. So that's one. And then obviously Little Women, which is a classic, a modern classic. I actually don't know like what it's classified as. Also, look at that. Isn't this just the floppiest book you've ever seen? Like, it can just like sit. Oh, I love this. I love this so much. Like, that is just... Anyway, not important. I've never read Little Women. I've never seen the movie. I've obviously heard incredible things. I know my mum loves this, and I've always wanted to read it. And I just like picked it up the other day because I was like, oh, I've just been like itching to read that. It just looks like it could be a really interesting time. Don't know what it's about. I think it's about 4 sisters. Is that right? That's all I really know. Meg, Jo, Amy, and Beth, 4 little women enduring hardships and enjoying adventures in Civil War New England. Why do I kind of want to read this? You know what? Why not? Let's do it. I'm gonna read Little Women. Am I actually gonna read Little Women? I'm not sure, but I am gonna put it on my TBR. I'm actually just so intrigued. I wonder if I'll like it. I hope I do. I feel like I might. It just sounds like something that I think I would really enjoy. And the people that I've heard really like it also like other books that I really enjoy. I guess we'll see. Prompt number 6. 3-word title. I think I kind of know what I want to do straight away. I think I want to do Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. This is an adult gothic fantasy. It is the 2nd book in a duology. I've already read... There's fluff. I read the 1st book a couple months ago, and I don't know why I haven't picked up the 2nd book already, because I adored the 1st book. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I've heard so many people say that they like the 2nd book even more. I actually can't wait to pick this up. Like, I really, really want to pick this up ASAP Rocky. Oh, I'm so excited. If you guys watched my mid-year book tag, one of the questions was, what are some books that you just like need to read by the end of the year? And I listed a few. I think I listed 3, and this is one of them. And so I really want to get to it soon before I just like lose that motivation as well. Like, there is no reason for me to not read this. I'm excited to read it. I'm motivated to read it. I think the only thing is, it's like, I don't know, I think sometimes fantasy books just take a little bit more effort than like a silly little romance, you know? So I think that's the only reason putting me off. But I also recently downloaded this on my Kobo, so that also makes me even more excited to pick it up because I can read it on my Kobo, which is just always a really great reading experience. But I'm really excited about this. That was such an easy pick. I was really hoping I'd be able to make that work with one of the prompts. Usually I only do 6 prompts, and we've done 6 prompts. Do I want to do any more? I'm kind of... Okay, maybe I'll do one more. Just one more. Last prompt for the video before we go back and figure out which one you guys voted for on Bookstagram. Watch us get like an awful prompt. A book with a cover that you don't like. I honestly feel like there's a lot of covers that I don't love. There's a lot that I'm like fine with, like I feel indifferent towards. If there's a book that I really want, I don't really care if I like the cover. Like, if I've heard really great things about it, I don't care that much if it doesn't have the cutest cover. But I also feel like most of the time I just feel indifferent. Like, I don't necessarily dislike a cover. It's just kind of like, oh, it's not my favorite, but it's whatever. Do I want to do this to myself a 2nd month in a row? I definitely don't love the cover. I like it better than the US one, to be fair. But like, what is this little guy doing? It's giving little ghosty vibes, and it's not nice. I don't love it. I don't mind the blue and the white, like that's quite nice. But like, why is there this little ratty-tatty figure floating across there? It's giving Taylor Swift levitating down your street. If you know, you know. Yeah, why not? Don't know why I'm adding the literal longest book on my physical TBR to my monthly TBR after adding an extra book to my TBR. Like, I normally do 6, and I'm like, oh, why not add a 7th as the longest book that I could possibly add. How many pages? 650. 650 pages. Awesome. But to be fair, this was on my TBR for June and I didn't get to it. So it feels only fair to roll it over into July and make it happen. That hurt my hand a little bit, actually. I really need to read it. And I just read Tress, and it made me so excited to read more Brando Sando because I loved Tress. So I need to utilize that motivation, grasp it, and run with it into the next Brando Sando book, which is going to be this. Oh well, let's just do it. Why not? Before I think about it too much. Alright, let's see what you guys voted for on my Instagram. It's only been up for 25 minutes. So if you didn't vote for it in the first 25 minutes, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, it's kind of close. The winner is How to Love Your Neighbor at 54%. Enchanted to Meet You got 46%. So like I said, very, very close, honestly. It's kind of fun that it was so close. But I guess we have a winner. I am going to do some reorganizing quickly and then we'll do a quick little recap. Okay, so the 7 books that we have on our TBR for July are How to Love Your Neighbor, The Obsession, Trial of the Sun Queen, Deep is the Fen, Little Women, Two Twisted Crowns, and The Final Empire. Now looking back at it, we do have a bit of range. We have a lot of fantasy. 1, 2, 3, 4 fantasy, 1 thriller, 1 romance, and what is Little Women classified as? Would you consider it a classic? General fiction? I'm not sure. I'm honestly really excited to pick up every single book on that TBR, which is a great sign. I am intimidated by some of them, but I'm really excited. I've also just realized there are a few new releases that I would also love to get to. Some that are coming out at the end of June and some that are coming out in July. So hopefully we'll read a lot of books in July, but I would love to hear what is on your TBR for the month of July. Let me know in the comments down below, and I guess I will see you guys in my next video very soon. Goodbye.